Level 1. General of the Empire. You are 35 years old. You stand on a ridge in the frozen forests of Germania, wrapped in a wolfskin mantle. Below, in the thick fog, your men are coughing and praying, the Felix legions. The air is thick with the smell of wet earth, smoke, and imminent blood. The barbarians are advancing, their fierce cries echoing from the woods. You raise your hand, and thousands of loyal soldiers freeze, catching your every move. You order the charge. Rome wins. You always win. After the battle, the old emperor Marcus Aurelius summons you to his tent. He looks at you not as a servant, but as a son. He is pale. His time is running out. He begs you to take power after his death, to become the protector of Rome and return authority to the Senate, saving the empire from his mad son, Commodus. You were born for the sword and dream only of returning to your family in Spain. But you give the emperor your word. You don't know yet that this promise is your death warrant. Level 2. A knife in the dark. You are still 35, but your world shatters in a single night. Marcus Aurelius is dead. His lifeless body, bearing marks of strangulation, lies on his bed, and Commodus has already donned the purple toga of Caesar. The new emperor extends his hand for you to kiss, demanding your loyalty. You step back and refuse to kneel before a patricide. Retribution is instant. The Praetorians seize you right in the camp, bind you, and drag you into the dawn-lit winter forest to slit your throat far from the eyes of your loyal legions. As the executioner raises his blade, the beast inside you awakens. A twist, an elbow strike, the whistle of steel. You kill the guards with their own weapons and steal a horse. Before you escape, you take a deep wound to your shoulder. The sword hit bone, blood floods your armor, but a real fire is burning in your chest. Your family in Spain is in mortal danger. You must make it in time. Level 3. The Ashes of Spain. You ride for days and nights without stopping, swapping exhausted horses until the last one drops dead under the scorching sun. You walk the remaining miles, then crawl along the burning, dusty road, leaving a bloody trail from your infected wound. You see the black smoke from afar. By the time you reach your villa, it's already over. The smell of burnt grain is mixed with the scent of scorched flesh. Your home is reduced to ruins. Your wife and your little son are hanging from the wooden gates, brutalized and burned by Commodus's soldiers. You fall to your knees before their bodies, burying your face in their cold, soot-covered feet. You no longer have a name, no legions, no home. Your fingers tear the dry earth to bleeding as you dig their graves before passing out from exhaustion and infection right on the fresh soil. Level 4. The Nameless Beast. You are 36 years old. You wake up in a wooden cage on wheels, swarming with flies. The wound on your shoulder is rotting. Your body is caked in dirt. Slave traders picked you up by the graves, mistaking you for a deserter. You are shipped across the sea to the scorching sands of Numidia, to the very edge of civilization, Zucabar. There, a lanista named Proximo buys you like cattle. A crude wooden sword is shoved into your hands, and you are ordered into the local arena. You are no longer the commander of the armies of the north. You are a nameless slave nicknamed the Spaniard. But when your feet touch the sand soaked in others' blood, your military instincts take over. You slaughter your opponents one by one with cold, mechanical fury. The crowd of savages begins to roar with delight. Proximo notices your talent and whispers to you, "I wasn't the best because I killed quickly. I was the best because the crowd loved me. Win the crowd, and you will win your freedom." You take the hint. Your path leads back to the heart of the empire. Level 5. Ghosts of the Colosseum. You are back in Rome, but now a heavy iron gladiator mask hides your face. Commodus has declared 150 days of games to distract the hungry populace from their poverty. Your first fight in the Grand Colosseum is designed as an execution. You, a handful of untrained foot slaves, are cast as the barbarians of Carthage against professional fighters on heavy war chariots armed with bows and spears. The organizers expect a swift and bloody massacre for the entertainment of the stands, but they forgot who they are dealing with. On the sand, you become a general once more. You shout over the roar of the crowd, organizing the terrified slaves into a tight iron phalanx, back to back. Using strategy and the debris of the barriers, your squad flips the chariots and butchers the elite fighters. The 100,000-seat stadium explodes in frantic awe. Shocked by the slaves' tactical genius, Caesar descends to demand the commander uncover his face. Level 6. My name is Maximus. You stand in the absolute center of the arena, surrounded by the bodies of fallen foes. Commodus approaches you personally, flanked by his Praetorian guard. Expecting a trembling slave to drop to his knees, he orders you to remove your helmet. You slowly turn toward the imperial box, pull off the iron mask, and take a step forward. Your voice thunders across the silenced Colosseum. My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, commander of the armies of the North, general of the Felix legions, loyal servant to the true emperor, Marcus Aurelius, father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my vengeance in this life or the next. Commodus's face turns pale and hardens with terror. He raises his finger to order the guard to cut you down on the spot, but the crowd in the stands begins to furiously chant, "Live! Live! Spaniard!" Commodus is forced to lower his hand. That evening, you realize you have become more powerful than Caesar. You are the idol of Rome, a man he cannot simply kill. Level 7. A web of snakes. Behind the scenes of the arena, the Colosseum turns into a political battlefield. Senators led by Gracchus and the emperor's own sister Lucilla secretly approach you in the gladiator barracks. Your old legions are still stationed at Ostia, just a few days' march from Rome, and they are loyal only to you. The plan is flawless. Proximo bribes the guards, you escape the city, meet your loyal servant Cicero, raise your army, and storm the palace to dethrone the tyrant. But Commodus is cowardly, and therefore paranoid. Spies track Lucilla, and under the threat of her young son's life, she betrays the plot. On the night of the escape, the Praetorians storm the barracks. Proximo dies holding the line. Cicero is slaughtered before your eyes. You are beaten down, struck with the butts of swords, and bound in heavy chains in the darkest dungeons beneath the arena. Level 8. Hidden Steel. The morning of the final duel arrives. Commodus comes to you personally in the dark, solitary cell where you hang from chains. He knows he would lose to you in a fair fight, so he puts on a theatrical speech about greatness and love. In the middle of his monologue, he suddenly draws a hidden stiletto from his sleeve and drives it deep under your ribs, puncturing your lung. You choke, your mouth filling with blood. With a smirk, Commodus orders the guards to lace your armor extra tight to hide the wound and stop the external bleeding. He wants to step onto the arena and defeat the great general before all of Rome, knowing you are already slowly dying from internal bleeding. You are pushed onto the lift and hoisted into the blinding sunlight. With every breath, you feel your lungs filling with blood. You are doomed before the fight even begins. Level 9. The final battle. The white sand of the Colosseum feels unbearably hot. Everything blurs before your eyes, your shield feels impossibly heavy, and Commodus, clad in shining white armor, circles you, landing strikes and playing to the gallery. The crowd roars, completely unaware that you are holding on by sheer force of will alone. You miss blocks, your blood drips onto the sand, but your rage and thirst for vengeance prove stronger than poison and a mortal wound. Gathering your last ounce of strength, you deliver a crushing blow, knocking the sword from the emperor's hands. Commodus panics, screaming at the guards to give him a weapon, but the Praetorians, led by Quintus, lower their swords. They refuse to help the tyrant. Commodus lunges at you with a hidden dagger, but you catch his arm. In a fierce ground struggle, you pin him to the earth and, inch by inch, drive the blade straight into his throat. The tyrant goes still, twitching in the dirt. Level 10. Elysium. The sounds of the stands begin to fade rapidly, turning into the hollow murmur of distant surf. The sword clatters out of your weakening fingers. You fall onto your back, staring up into the endless, clear blue sky above Rome. The towering walls of the Colosseum melt away. Before your eyes, there are no longer stone tiers. Instead, the endless, sun-drenched golden wheat fields of your homeland in Spain open up before you. You walk through them slowly, running your palm along the ripe stalks, feeling their actual warmth. There, at the end of the path by the wooden gates of your home, they stand, your smiling wife and your little boy. They have waited for you. Quintus orders your body to be carried from the arena with military honors, like that of an emperor, while Commodus is left to rot in the sand. Your duty to Marcus Aurelius is fulfilled. Rome is free once more. Your long march is over, Maximus. You are finally going home.